Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the pre-lecture series on the electrical engineering. Here now we are moving forward to the effects of the armature reaction that we are going to discuss. And in the previous class we have learned that the armature reaction is basically nothing but the effect of the armature flux on the main field flux, and there will be a resultant flux is going to be distorted like this fashion. The resultant field flux is distorted, and the result is that there will be a distorted in the field, and some part of the conductors having the flux density is maximum, and some part the flux density is minimum like this. So overall the symmetrical condition will be changed for the main field flux, and it can be very dangerous when this part of the machine is rotating. So that we already understand, and we have already understand the concept of MNA and the GNA. Geometric neutral axis basically it is a just symmetrical conditions of the DC machine, but the MNA can be changes. It is always perpendicular to the axis of the resultant flux. Since the resultant flux is in this case it changes, so we can shift the new MNA. And in order to make a sparkless commutation, we are just shifting this brushes also. So as a result, we have seen that this armature flux is basically having two components like this fashion. This is called the phi a dash. This is phi a dash sine theta and phi a dash cos theta, which is basically tries to always crosses this main flux that is called cross magnetizing in nature, and it is always demagnetizing in the opposite direction for this main flux field flux. So it is called demagnetizing component, and we have to eliminate this type of the component, and otherwise there will be a huge spark will be generated at the windings. Yes. So the effect that we have to understand in this lecture. So we have seen that this is the lecture number 3.7, where we can understand the effects of the armature reaction. The thing that we have learned that when this is a constant magnetic field like this pressure, but it is going to be a resultant going to like changes, and what will be the effect on the that we have to understand. So we can say that the first important factor is it is called the B wave. The B wave or the induced EMF wave gets distorted. Generally, we have obtained the induced EMF wave like this fashion for the conductors like conductor A. It is trapezoidal in nature, not the exact sine wave, but trapezoidal. But due to we have seen that there is a maximum flux density is there. Since induced EMF is a function of flux, if there is a maximum of the flux density at a particular conductor, then there will be a peak induced EMF which is going to be like this fashion. The peaky nature of the induced EMF will be generated in this conductor, which may damage the winding or which may generate a large amount of current which can easily burn out. So this the first thing is that the B wave or the induced EMF wave gets distorted. The second important point we can say that the increment in the flux under the one half of the pole shoe and decrement of the flux in the another half of the pole shoe. That means we have seen that this is our pole shoe. We can say that in this pole shoe, shoe we have seen that in the first half there is the maximum flux density, there is a maximum flux which is passing, and in the and another half there is a zero flux is passing. So there is an increment in the flux in one half of the pole shoe and decrement in the flux in the another half of the pole shoe, or we can say that the trailing or the heading pole shoes. So we have already see this is our the second effect. The third important effect that is very important for the sake of explanation, that is called due to armature reaction, the flux per pole decreases up to 5 to 4 to 5%, and it is called demagnetizing effect of the armature reaction. Since we have seen that the most of the flux is going to be like this, so in the air gap there will be a reluctance is there. So we can say that the most of the flux which is going to be like it can diminishes out, and it can be easily we can say that the it can be the flux is basically decreases, which is about 4 to 5%. So due to armature reaction and the load is connected, and due to armature reaction, then the resultant flux is going to be distorted by the 4 to 5% can be decreases. This is the more important part. That since the armature reaction is increases, then we can say the fluxes decreases. And armature reaction is basically the current which is coming from when the load is increases and not satisfied the load, the current is increases. The current is increases, then this armature flux is increases. This the flux is increases, then we can get the armature reaction increases. So armature reaction basically increases when the current is increases, and if the armature reaction is there, then we can say that the resultant flux is going to be decreases. And the fourth thing that we already understand, that due to armature reaction, the peak induced EMF in the coil increases and may burns out the coil. As a result, there may be condition of ring fire, and hence to avoid the ring fire, the cost of insulation should be increases. So we can already understand that this peaky nature of this induced EMF, maximum flux will be passing from this conductor and this conductor. As a result, there will be huge induced EMF. There will be peaky induced EMF in this conductor and in these conductors. So we can say that will damage it, or we can be a condition of ring fire. So in order to avoid this, we have to making a higher insulation cost. So the cost is also increasing. So this is the effects of the armature reaction that we keep in mind. And the next class we will discuss about the methods to remove the armature reaction.